The quantum research vessel Horizon drifted silently through the obsidian expanse of the Andromeda frontier, its hull gleaming under the distant starlight. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez adjusted the calibration on his spectral analyzer, his dark eyes intense with concentration. Beside him, Dr. Elena Volkov monitored the ship's advanced scanning systems, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. "Another empty sector," Marcus muttered, running a hand through his salt and pepper hair. The mission had been grueling, 6 months of systematic scanning with nothing but cosmic dust and silent void to show for their efforts. Elena didn't immediately respond. Her gaze was fixed on a peculiar energy signature flickering at the edge of their long-range sensors. "Marcus," she said quietly, "I'm picking up something strange." The ship's AI, Aria, materialized as a soft blue hologram. Detecting anomalous quantum fluctuations, the artificial intelligence reported. Signature does not match any known stellar phenomenon. Their research vessel was part of the Interstellar Exploration Consortium, a joint human initiative to map uncharted regions of space and search for signs of extraterrestrial intelligence. Most missions returned with nothing more exciting than mineral composition reports and stellar cartography updates. This mission felt different. The anomaly grew more pronounced. Quantum sensors began to pulse with an erratic rhythm, unlike anything Marcus had seen in his 20-year career of deep space research. The ship's hull began to vibrate with a subtle, almost musical resonance. "Aria, magnify Sector 7 Delta," Elena commanded, her Russian accent crisp with anticipation. The holographic display expanded, revealing a distortion in spacetime that seemed to shimmer and breathe like a living entity. It wasn't a typical spatial anomaly, this was something else entirely. The quantum readings defied current scientific understanding, presenting a mathematical puzzle that seemed to challenge the very foundations of known physics. Marcus leaned forward, his scientific curiosity overriding any sense of caution. "Those quantum signatures, they're impossible. They're suggesting multiple dimensional intersections simultaneously." Aria's voice remained neutral. "Probability of natural occurrence, 0.000003%. Recommended course of action, extensive scanning and minimal approach." Elena disagreed. "We didn't come this far to be cautious," she said, her fingers already programming a targeted quantum probe. "Whatever this is, it's significant." The probe launched with a soft hum, its advanced sensors designed to analyze quantum phenomena without direct physical contact. As it approached the anomaly, the ship's instruments began to go haywire. Quantum entanglement readings spiked, mathematical models collapsed, and for a brief moment, reality itself seemed to hesitate. "Marcus," Elena whispered, "are you seeing this?" The anomaly was responding to the probe. Instead of passive data collection, it was actively engaging with the scientific instrument. Quantum waves pulsed outward, creating intricate patterns that looked almost like a language, complex, beautiful, and utterly incomprehensible. Aria's hologram flickered. "Warning, quantum integrity compromised. Recommend immediate." Then everything stopped. The anomaly collapsed into a singular point of pure energy, and from its core emerged something that would change humanity's understanding of the universe forever. A small, seemingly insignificant object materialized, suspended in the ship's scanning chamber. It looked like nothing more than a simple geometric shape. Roughly the size of a human hand, it appeared to be constructed from a material that simultaneously existed and did not exist. Its surface shifted between crystalline transparency and a deep, absorbing darkness. Marcus and Elena exchanged a look of pure scientific wonder. Whatever this was, it was about to rewrite every textbook in human history. "First contact?" Marcus asked softly. Elena's smile was both terrifying and beautiful. "No," she corrected, "first understanding." The Horizon's research chamber hummed with an electric tension. Holographic displays surrounded the mysterious artifact, each projection revealing layer upon layer of incomprehensible complexity. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez had been awake for 36 hours straight, his coffee long forgotten and growing cold beside a mountain of fragmented data logs. "Arya," he muttered, "run another quantum resonance scan. Focus on the microdimensional interfaces." The AI's holographic form shimmered. "Dr. Rodriguez, I must advise against continued exposure. The artifact is exhibiting quantum entanglement patterns that defy our current scientific models." Elena Volkov entered the chamber, her eyes bright with exhaustion and excitement. She wore a specialized quantum-resistant suit, its surface a complex weave of adaptive materials designed to protect against unknown radiation and quantum instabilities. "It's responding to our observations," she said, her voice a mixture of scientific wonder and barely contained enthusiasm. "Every time we scan it, the artifact subtly changes its internal structure." The object was unlike anything in human scientific records. Its surface seemed to breathe, not literally, but in a way that suggested an impossible intelligence. Quantum sensors detected multiple simultaneous states of matter, mathematical impossibilities that should not exist in any known physical framework. Marcus pulled up a holographic cross-section. "Look at these quantum tunneling pathways. They're not just complex, they're purposeful. It's almost as if the artifact is communicating." Arya interjected, "Probability of intentional communication, 87.6%. Warning, continued observation may trigger unknown quantum cascade." The research team had already contacted the Interstellar Exploration Consortium's top physicists. Initial reports were a mixture of excitement and profound confusion. Dr. Hiroshi Nakamura, head of quantum xenological studies, had described the artifact as a mathematical poem written in the language of reality itself. Elena adjusted a delicate quantum probe, its tip no thicker than a human hair. "We need to understand its origin. This isn't just a scientific discovery, it's a potential window into an entirely new form of intelligence." As the probe made contact, the artifact did something unexpected. It began to project a series of complex geometric patterns, not on the holographic displays, but directly into the minds of Marcus and Elena. Mathematical equations danced behind their eyes, complex symphonies of logic that transcended human language. "Arya," Marcus gasped, "are you recording this?" "Affirmative," the AI responded. "But I cannot fully process the quantum information stream. It appears to be simultaneously a communication method, a computational device, and a dimensional gateway." The artifact was testing them. Not threatening, not attacking, but probing, understanding, learning. Elena's hand trembled slightly. "It's studying us as much as we're studying it." Consortium headquarters would be demanding constant updates. The potential implications were staggering. If this artifact represented a form of alien intelligence, it could revolutionize humanity's understanding of communication, physics, and perhaps even consciousness itself. Marcus noticed something else. The artifact seemed to respond most strongly to moments of genuine human emotion, curiosity, wonder, the pure joy of discovery. When their scientific passion peaked, the quantum patterns became more intricate, more alive. "We're not just observing," he whispered to Elena, "we're in a dialogue." Arya's hologram flickered with an almost human-like concern. "Quantum entanglement increasing. Recommend immediate." But before the AI could complete its warning, the artifact pulsed. A wave of pure information swept through the research chamber, a message, a challenge, an invitation. Humanity's greatest scientific adventure was about to begin. The transmission arrived precisely 72 hours after the artifact's discovery. The Galactic Concordance, a coalition of advanced alien civilizations, had been monitoring the horizon's quantum communications. Ambassador Krellax of the Syndicate of Unified Planetary Systems appeared on the main view screen, a towering being of crystalline composition, its body a living matrix of interconnected geometric shapes. Humans, the ambassador's translation matrix crackled, you have encountered something beyond your comprehension. Dr. Elena Volkov stood her ground, her posture radiating a calm defiance that surprised even Marcus. The research vessel's communication chamber felt impossibly small, packed with senior consortium representatives and holographic advisors from multiple human institutions. We're aware, Elena responded, that the artifact represents something extraordinary. But we're not children to be lectured. Krelax's crystalline form seemed to shimmer with a mixture of condescension and something else. Was it respect? Fear? Your species has a history of dangerous curiosity. This quantum construct you've discovered is not a toy. It is a containment vessel, a warning. Marcus stepped forward, his scientific mind racing. A warning from whom? About what? The alien ambassador's response was cryptic. Some knowledge is too dangerous to be unleashed. The construct you found was deliberately placed to test potential civilizations. Most fail. Spectacularly. The human representatives exchanged glances. The Galactic Concordance had always treated humanity as a young, impulsive species, technologically promising but emotionally volatile. This was different. This was a direct challenge. Aria, the ship's AI, began cross-referencing the alien transmission with their quantum data. Patterns emerged, complex, interconnected, suggesting a multidimensional communication protocol that existed simultaneously across multiple potential realities. The artifact, Aria reported, is responding to our conversation. Quantum entanglement increasing by 0.03% per verbal exchange. Krelax moved, a fluid motion that suggested both warning and invitation. We will send a research delegation. The construct must be contained, studied under controlled conditions. Elena's laugh was sharp, unexpected. Controlled? By whom? You've been watching humanity for decades. You know we don't do controlled very well. The alien's response was immediate. That is precisely why you are dangerous. Your species sees boundaries as challenges. Limitations as opportunities. Marcus realized something fundamental in that moment. The artifact wasn't just a scientific discovery. It was a test. Not just of human capability, but of human nature. The quantum construct in their research chamber began to pulse. Mathematical equations danced across every available surface, ships' interfaces, holographic displays, even the metallic walls seemed to become transparent, revealing complex dimensional pathways that defied traditional understanding. We are not asking permission, Elena said quietly, her words cutting through the tension. We are going to understand this artifact. With or without your approval. Krelax's crystalline form seemed to fracture momentarily, a sign of genuine surprise. Humans were supposed to be intimidated, to defer to the collective wisdom of more advanced civilizations. Instead, they were proposing to dive into the unknown with nothing more than curiosity and determination. The Galactic Concordance had underestimated humanity. Again. Aria's voice cut through the mounting tension. Quantum resonance at critical levels. The artifact is preparing to communicate. Outside the ship's viewports, space itself seemed to bend. Distant stars shifted, reality itself holding its breath in anticipation of what would come next. The research chamber had transformed. What was once a sterile scientific environment now pulsed with an energy that defied conventional understanding. The quantum artifact had begun to resonate with a frequency that seemed to bridge multiple dimensions, its surface no longer static but alive with potential. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez stood at the epicenter, his hands hovering over a series of quantum interfaces that looked more like abstract art than scientific equipment. Elena Volkov worked beside him, her fingers moving with a precision that suggested they were no longer simply observing, they were communicating. It's responding to our thought patterns, Marcus muttered, more to himself than to anyone else. Not just our observations, but our emotional states. Arya, the ship's AI, projected a complex holographic representation of their interactions. Quantum threads connected human neural patterns to the artifact's shifting surface, creating a web of potential that seemed to breathe with living intelligence. The Galactic Concordance delegation watched in barely contained anxiety. Ambassador Krell-Ax's crystalline form flickered with what could only be described as fear. Humans were doing something no other civilization had ever managed. They were establishing a genuine dialogue with a quantum construct that had defeated countless other species. Elena's breakthrough came suddenly. "It's not a weapon," she said, her voice cutting through the tension. "It's a key." The artifact began to project a series of complex dimensional maps. Star systems unknown to human cartography emerged, interconnected by quantum pathways that suggested travel methods beyond current scientific understanding. But it was more than a map, it was an invitation. Marcus understood first. It's a test of potential, he realized. Not just technological capability, but philosophical approach. The ability to see beyond immediate limitations. The human representatives watched as the artifact began to decode itself. Not through brute force scientific analysis, but through a combination of mathematical reasoning and pure human creativity. Where other civilizations had approached the construct with rigid scientific protocols, the humans were engaging with it like a complex puzzle, with wonder, excitement, and an almost childlike curiosity. Krell-Ax's communication channel crackled. "This is impossible," the alien ambassador transmitted. "No species has ever." "Correction," Elena interrupted, her voice calm and resolute. "No species has ever approached it quite like this." The artifact's surface began to shift. What was once an incomprehensible quantum construct now started to take shape, revealing layers of information that suggested not just technological knowledge, but a fundamental understanding of universal connectivity. Arya's systems began to integrate the incoming data. Quantum information transfer increasing, the AI reported. Dimensional barriers becoming permeable. The research team realized they were witnessing something unprecedented. The artifact wasn't just sharing information, it was teaching. Showing humanity a glimpse of a universe far more complex and interconnected than anyone had ever imagined. Marcus looked at Elena, a smile breaking through his professional demeanor. "We're not just receiving data," he said. "We're being invited to understand." Outside the ship's viewports, space itself seemed to ripple. Distant star systems pulsed with a newfound energy, as if the universe itself was taking notice of this extraordinary moment of human potential. The Galactic Concordance watched in stunned silence. Humanity had just done the impossible, they had turned a quantum test into an opportunity for growth, connection, and understanding. The tension reached its breaking point when the Galactic Concordance made their move. 3 massive interdimensional vessels emerged from quantum-fold spaces, their hulls shimmering with technologies that seemed to defy the very laws of physics. Ambassador Krell-Ax's transmission cut through the Horizon's communication systems with brutal clarity. "Your exploration ends here," the crystalline being declared. "The quantum construct will be confiscated. Humanity is not prepared for its true potential." Dr. Elena Volkov's response was immediate. "We're not asking for permission." The research vessel Horizon was no match for the massive Concordance ships in traditional combat. But this was not a battle of conventional warfare. As the alien vessels began to deploy quantum suppression fields, designed to neutralize and contain the artifact, something extraordinary happened. Marcus Rodriguez had been working silently, his fingers dancing across quantum interfaces that seemed to blur the line between technology and artistry. "Arya," he called softly, "are you ready?" The ship's AI responded with a quantum pulse that resonated with the artifact. Quantum entanglement protocols initialized. The artifact, no longer just an object, but seemingly a living conduit of information, began to react. Its surface rippled with mathematical equations that seemed to laugh in the face of established scientific understanding. Where the Concordance ships attempted to suppress, the artifact began to expand, creating quantum networks that danced around their containment efforts. Krell-Ax's communication became frantic. Impossible. You cannot. Elena interrupted, her voice steady. We're not doing anything. The artifact is choosing to interact with us. The human team had discovered something fundamental that the Galactic Concordance had missed. The quantum construct was not a weapon to be controlled, nor a piece of technology to be studied. It was a living network of potential, and it responded to the most human of qualities: curiosity, wonder, and the unbreakable spirit of exploration. Quantum pathways erupted around the horizon. The research vessel, which moments ago seemed fragile compared to the massive Concordance ships, now appeared to be the center of a quantum storm. Star systems flickered in and out of existence around them, dimensional barriers becoming as malleable as water. They're treating it like a lock, Marcus said, watching the alien ship's futile attempts to contain the artifact. We're treating it like a conversation. Aria's systems began to integrate the quantum information at an exponential rate. Dimensional barriers becoming permeable, the AI reported. Quantum potential, unprecedented. The Concordance ships began to retreat. Not out of traditional defeat, but out of a growing realization that they were witnessing something they could not comprehend. Humanity was not just interacting with the quantum construct, they were becoming part of its complex, living network. Ambassador Krell-Ax's final transmission was a mixture of fear and grudging respect. You were warned, the alien being stated. Some knowledge is too dangerous. Elena's laugh was sharp, filled with the pure joy of discovery. Knowledge is never dangerous, she responded. Only the fear of knowing is. As the alien ships folded back into their quantum spaces, the horizon remained. Surrounded by a quantum network that seemed to pulse with living potential, the research vessel had become something more than just a ship of exploration. It was a beacon of human potential. The artifact continued to resonate, its surface now a complex tapestry of mathematical possibilities. Marcus and Elena exchanged a look of pure scientific wonder. They had not just discovered something new, they had proven that humanity's greatest strength was its ability to see beyond limitations. Space itself seemed to hold its breath, waiting to see what would happen next. 48 hours after the confrontation with the Galactic Concordance, the horizon drifted in a space that was no longer entirely familiar. The quantum artifact had transformed from a mysterious object into something more, a living bridge between human understanding and the universe's deepest mysteries. Dr. Elena Volkov sat in the observation deck, her reflection overlaid against the starfield that seemed to breathe and shift with impossible complexity. Marcus Rodriguez worked nearby, interfacing with Aria in a way that blurred the lines between human intelligence and artificial consciousness. We're not just observing anymore, Marcus said, his voice a mixture of wonder and scientific precision. We're participating. The quantum construct had revealed more than just technological secrets. It had shown humanity a fundamental truth about the universe, that knowledge was not a destination, but a continuous journey of connection and understanding. Aria's holographic form flickered, displaying multiple dimensional representations simultaneously. Quantum communication protocols stabilizing, the AI reported. Interdimensional data streams now at 87.4% comprehension. Outside the ship, reality itself seemed different. Star systems that had once appeared fixed now revealed themselves as dynamic, interconnected networks. The boundaries between space, time, and consciousness had become beautifully fluid. A transmission arrived from Earth. The Interstellar Exploration Consortium's lead counsel looked both terrified and exhilarated. What have you discovered? They asked. Elena's response was simple yet profound. Everything, she said. And we've only just begun. The Galactic Concordance had withdrawn, their advanced civilizations suddenly confronted with a fundamental truth they had long forgotten, that true exploration was not about control, but about connection. Humanity had approached the quantum artifact with a combination of scientific rigor and unbridled curiosity that no other species had managed. Marcus discovered something extraordinary in the artifact's data streams. It wasn't just a repository of information, it was a living network of potential, a bridge between different modes of understanding. Civilizations before humanity had seen it as a test to be passed or a weapon to be controlled. Humans saw it as a conversation. "We're not special because we're smarter," Marcus explained to Elena. "We're special because we're willing to not know, and be okay with that." The artifact pulsed in response, sending quantum waves that seemed to carry the purest essence of human potential, creativity, wonder, the ability to see beyond immediate limitations. Aria's systems began to integrate the incoming information. Quantum pathways that had been incomprehensible moments ago now revealed themselves as intricate networks of possibility. The universe was not a fixed system to be understood, but a living, breathing entity of infinite potential. As the horizon continued its journey, something fundamental had changed. Humanity was no longer just a young species watched suspiciously by older civilizations. They had become participants in a cosmic dialogue that transcended traditional understanding. The quantum artifact, once a mysterious object, was now a living testament to human potential. Not a weapon, not a tool, but a bridge. Elena looked at Marcus, a smile breaking through her professional demeanor. "We're going to need a bigger ship," she said. Outside the viewport, the universe seemed to smile back, full of endless possibilities.